Good evening, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your Elvino Shorty, and yes, we're doing an evening one because a lot of stuff came out this week. And unfortunately, this means a lot of stuff last week got delayed until this week, so I've been really busy, and it's not been that long since I read the new Miles Morales Spider-Man. It's by Cody Ziegler, and I'm going to do my best to do 5 minutes on this one, but most I was going to say, yay, cool, check it out. Cody Ziegler, if people don't know, wrote the Anarchic Spider-Man, or Spider-Punk 5-issue miniseries that came out earlier this year, which was an absolutely amazing, fantastic, wonderful comic book, full of brilliant action, fantastic politics, brilliant writing, and everything that I like about comic books in one convenient package. For him to take over on Miles Morales, I'm very much in favour of it. I quite enjoyed Saad Ahmed's run on it. Don't get me wrong, he created some brilliant characters and some fantastic stories, but I like a consistency to my art, and it didn't quite get that, and after a while I found myself getting frustrated and dropped it. I got about 2/3 of the way through the run before I realised it wasn't doing it for me. But I'm more than looking forward to a new version of Miles Morales, and I, straight off the bat, like what I saw. You open up the front page and you get genuinely rich colouring. Doesn't feel like superhero stuff straight away. It's nice cityscapes, great characterization, great detailing, but also kind of stylized, so he's not going for full photorealism, which is quite nice. This is a comic book after all. And then very quickly after that we get into a huge fight scene, and the fight scene is epic. It's brilliant, it's quick, and it's dangerous. You get close-ups and wide shots, huge across the page paneling. And it reminds me, and it took me a while until I figured this one out, of Jimmy Palmiotti of all things. And I don't mean this is a bad thing. Like, I love his artwork. His dynamism is second to none. And I remember his Daredevil run with the baton cane, with the rope stuff. I've forgotten the name of it actually now for Daredevil. But when he was in motion and he had these things, everything looked like it was a moment captured in time perfectly. It was slightly spoiled by Kevin Smith putting then like half an hour's worth of dialogue on each page. But his artwork sort of stayed with me as like a gold standard of showing people in motion while using a static image. And this has that throughout, repeatedly, not only just in this fight scene, but in one later on as well, and Miles just travelling through the city. All of it makes me feel like we are watching something unfold rather than seeing pictures about it after the fact. Brilliantly done. Cody Ziegler also is just a great writer. In that very first sequence, we have a bit of actual direct action, which is quite nice to see. Later on, we get Miles interacting with a criminal who literally is talking about the fact that going straight is quite difficult and he needs to go to crime to make money. And Miles Morales' reaction to that is quite brutal. It ends up being like an actual proper fight. You get a little bit away from the superheroics of it for a while, and actual down to a brutal fight scene. Like, there is blood and broken bones. It is horrendous to see Miles Morales getting into that, not least because he's doing it to somebody who it could have been him at another time. He was raised well and he had some benefits, but the system he lives in, he could have gone a very different way, as we know from his relatives and various things that they've gotten up to. And you then get into this challenge of what it is to be Miles Morales, and here we get to the absolute gold standard for me, which is they give him like genuine reasons to go through moral quandaries, to ask if this is all the right thing to do, if he is doing the right thing, if he's doing enough. But you look at the challenges he's facing, and they are all very human challenges. This is a kid who's at school still, who's also a superhero, who has to balance his family and his schooling and his relationships with being a superhero. And all the stuff that's gone on at the tail end of Ahmed's run is big and confusing storylines. The stuff that's going on with Peter Parker at the same time, and whatever his clone twin brother is called, I forgot off the top of my head. All of that stuff going on at the same time within Miles's life is a lot for a kid. But then it comes back to his family, and his family showing him absolute support, like unconditional love, in a way that is just beautiful and heartwarming and adorable to see, but also grounding his ass because he got suspended from school for talking back to a teacher. And we get, again, this little idea of what is to be him. We get not a sense of with great power comes great responsibility, although there is a reference to that, but it is the responsibility of other people who were started out at the same level as him, and may not have had the same advantages that he got, and them basically feeling aggrieved by seeing what Miles has done with it. Whether or not they think he's done enough, we don't know. Whether or not they think he's doing too much, we don't know. Whether or not this is just out and out envy, we don't know. It leaves the story hanging in a place that makes me want to go back and carry on. And of course I will, because Cody Ziegler is an absolute boss when it comes to writing. And the artist, by the way, Vicentini, I'm afraid I don't know much about them. They've done some other work with Marvel, but they're now on my list as great artists. A stunningly good start, and I really hope this maintains quality throughout, because I really want to go back to getting Miles Morales every month. He's a fantastic character, and it's really nice to see how he's been approached and how he's been treated in this series. I hope you like it as much as I do. That's it for me for now, but I've got more reviews and obviously the rest of my best of 2022 come down, so make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Until I see you again, though, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye!